What's going on? So today we're in the interior because this interior needs a lot of work. It's gotten really messy. And my garage is just full of stuff, so I've been storing all my tools in the trunk. And just, there's a bunch of garbage here and there. But the main thing I want to do today is clean out the car. We're going to take the seats out and we're going to take the carpets out because number one, I'm pretty sure underneath the floor here, it's very rusty. So my carpet's been cut, and because of that, I can tell it's kind of bad here and there. And also, this thing, I want to try welding this. So this is the thing for the fuel door. If you look, it's not bolted to anything anymore because this metal that should be here, it's just rusted away. I'm kind of worried about how bad the floor is going to be because look how rusty these bolts are. The seats should be really easy to take out, but because of this rust, it's already giving me a really hard time. So I'm going to be really careful with this. Because if this snaps, then it's going to be even more a headache. So I'm going to take this really slowly.
I finally got the seat out, so we can move on to pulling these door sills. They're pretty simple. They just have a couple clips, and they just pull up pretty easily.
I'm going to clean up this rust as well. It looks like someone's been in here before. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, you know. We got the other seat out. The passenger side is not nearly as bad. Look at this. This is so clean, and then rusty. But yeah, I also took off the side panel. Super filthy, but not rusted. So next, what I need to take off the centerpiece, and then I think I'll be able to pull the carpet out. There's a couple clips on the carpet, like around here and around the back side here. And we can pull out the carpet. Shouldn't be too bad.
So taking out the center console is pretty simple on this car. One of the nice things about having an old car like this is that it's really simplistic and everything comes apart really easily. So we just unscrewed the shift knob. This piece just pulls out with some clips. We've got just a couple more screws. Some of them are pretty hidden. There's two down the sides that I actually never noticed before, and I almost started pulling up before taking them out, but I got them out, and once they're out, it should just slide up the rest of it. Now that we have all the big pieces out of the way, you can see how much dirt and debris there is on the carpet. So I'm going to vacuum this up before we pull it out because I don't want the stuff just falling all over the place. Now that the carpet's fully vacuumed, and I already undid all the clips, so we can just start to pull it out. I want to do this carefully because since the carpet was cut on the driver's side, it could potentially rip all the way across. So I'm just taking that out really slowly, and boy, I was in for a surprise when I saw the condition of this floor.
Ooh, holy shit. Passenger side, super clean. We don't have to do much there. Maybe just around these drains. But this is, holy shit. I mainly just wanted to fix this thing. See how it's not bolted to anything, because this metal's just kind of gone. But god damn. Let's vacuum this first.
So obviously, this is way worse than I thought it would be. And I was feeling pretty stressed out at this point, but there was no way I was going to let that stop me or slow me down. So I'm going to try and fix this to the best of my abilities.
So I've started sanding it down, and it looks even worse. We've got a lot of holes near the back side. This is where like the rear passenger's feet would go. And this side here, it seems strong, so I'm just going to sand this down and then paint it. This is the first patch we're going to do. This is the bracket I made using that sheet metal over there. And it's just going to sit right here like that. And this is these holes are to hold the gas door switch, because the original spot's gone. And it's always bothered me, and that's the main reason why I wanted to take the carpet off, just to fix this. But we're gonna need to do a couple more patches after this. So I tack welded this plate in, and it seems pretty strong. All this is gonna do is hold this lever here, so I'm not super concerned about how strong these are. They're plenty strong enough. So now I'm working on this side. The floor right here is really bad. The more I keep tapping it, the more I keep poking holes through it. So I made this plate. It's loosely gonna fit like that. So yeah, that's all the sheet metal I have. So I'm gonna have to pick up some more to do this area and this area up here. With these areas don't seem as bad as this one. That's why I focus on this first. But I've run out of time for today, so we're gonna have to pack up and continue this probably tomorrow. I really didn't expect this much rust under here. Really just thought it would be up here in the front where the driver would sit. It looks pretty bad, but it seems like an old owner has been in here and they've coated it with something. And a lot of this brown is just dirt on top. Alright guys, so it's been a while since I did some work on the floor, but basically I laid down some acid, like some rust-eating acid, and it worked pretty well, but I left it on for too long and we have kind of this weird thing going on. So I cleaned it up again with the wire wheel, and then I started to weld in this panel. It looks terrible, I will say. It looks totally awful. It seems pretty strong enough, I guess. Definitely better than before. My thinking with this is like, I have my hair back in a hairband, but it makes my head look so weird. But yeah, my thinking is like, as long as it's better than what it was, I would call that, I would feel good about that. I would say a job decently done. Because we're just trying to make this thing better than what it was. I want the floor to be sealed. I don't want to hear the noise, and I don't want it to get worse at least not at a super fast rate, because this was rusting really bad. There's definitely like pinholes. There was definitely like some pitting under the metal here and there, and there's no way that I can get all of it out. So we're cutting out the worst of it, we're grinding down the rest, and we're gonna put another panel over this, and then I think we'll need one here as well, and then one small one up here. But this one was the biggest one, and it was the one I was the most intimidated by, but we did it. And I'm not going for like a restoration type thing. We're not restoring this car. But, you know, if we can get this to last probably the rest of the car's life, that'll be good enough. When I say like the rest of the car's life, I mean like the rest of my ownership with it, because I'm probably going to be the last owner of this car. I doubt someone will want to buy it if I ever plan to sell it. I don't, but if it happens, maybe. I doubt anyone would want to buy this thing. It's not the cleanest chassis. I've seen people junkyard, like they junk cars that are like not as bad as this. So yeah, no one would want to invest money in this. I just do it because I don't know, I'm crazy. That's what we do. That's what we do. So here's the progress so far. I patched the hole that was here, and we patched this big area right here. And so what we're left with this and something in the front here. Yeah, that right there. And this is really small, and it's not too bad around it. Like, this feels stiff around here. So I could patch that. I might not. I don't know. But I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. It's getting late. The sun's going down. But not bad progress. It'd be real nice if I could just replace this whole floorboard. But I don't have that kind of skill yet. So it's the next morning. It's a much nicer day out, so I'll feel a lot better about working on the car. You know, if there's good weather, it just makes everything feel better. Much better to be outside. And I'm feeling really good about the progress on the car. So this area is almost done. We have one small spot right here, and then once all the metal's welded in, I'm going to sand it down, like all of the rusty metal again. It looks very rusty, but it's mainly just a bunch of the dust. It's just sitting on all of the parts right now. That's why it's so brown, but it's not that bad. So yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a wire wheel after we're done welding, and then we're gonna prime all this metal and then paint it with some silver, just like some regular off-the-shelf silver. I'm not gonna paint match the floor. That's not the tune. And then we're also gonna deal with the front side. Let me sit down. So this hole is supposed to be here, I believe, but yeah, this and this are not supposed to be here. They should be covered, and most of this metal is still very strong. Yeah, it just looks very bad. This is some sound detonating, but it's peeling up and it's pretty rusty under there. I think I should just rip this off, honestly. I don't know if this is doing me any good, just sitting here loosely.
I just want to mention to you guys, I've never done this type of work before, and I'm not good at welding. It's probably my third or second time welding, so I'm really just guessing a lot of the stuff I'm doing.
Yeah, it looks like I think I mentioned this before, probably the past owner has been in here before, because this is not original. It looks like they tried to coat this with something. And also this area was repainted, but not well. See right here, this line is where the trim overlaps, and it probably rubbed through the paint. So I would like to repaint this, because this is like, I see that bit once all the trim's back in, and I really don't like that. But that's just visual. Yeah, let's get back to work though. So we just did that section. That was really easy. And now I started cleaning up the front area, and I've cut out all the metal that was really thin up here and here. And I realized while cleaning this away that this has been cut out before, and this is a patch panel someone else did, and it looks like they like riveted it in. And that's what these were here. This is also riveted in. I think these are rivets at this area. I mean, it's still strong, I guess. So I'm just debating. We also uncovered this hole when I started grinding away, this just appeared. This is really tiring. Oh yeah, pulled out a lot of the sound deadening until we got to like cleaner metal, and this part is still very sticky to the floor, so I can't really pull that out. But everything that was loose, I ripped that off. Got a little pile going right here. Okay guys, I ended up doing the patches on the front. I realized like right here is where my feet would rest pretty much when using the pedals, and I don't want my feet to like sink in at all, so decided to put the panel here and one right here. I think these are probably my best welds so far. I did grind them down because I don't want to feel them through the carpet. I want it to be as smooth as possible. The carpet has like a very thick layer of insulation, so I probably won't feel any of this, but just to be sure, I grinded them down, and it's a good thing none of them popped off, because you know, then I'd have to weld it again. So yeah, that's all the welding I'm going to do, and I'm so glad that I'm done with it now. I know people are gonna say like I'm not cleaning all the rust, it's just gonna come back, and yeah, it will, but it'll come back a lot later. It'll come back a lot later than if I was to just leave this. It would have gotten bad really fast, but I think this should last long enough. Now we gotta just clean everything, which is another hassle. The whole interior has like an orange brown tinge. Alright, let's start cleaning. If anyone's wondering what welder I use, this is it. This is a Mastercraft welder. It's a MIG and flux core welder. I don't use gas, so I just use the flux core wire. Let me open this up. Yeah, if you are new, flux core has like a silver wire, typically. I didn't know that when I started welding, and I bought this thing used, and it came with, where is it, like a copper wire, right here. It came with this wire, and this wire is actually for MIG welding. So yeah, you can't use that in the same way that you use flux core. And I didn't know that the wire was important. I thought it was just like a settings type thing that you had to change. But yeah, I began welding with that, and it was just terrible. So yeah, make sure you have the right wire, make sure your machine's set up correctly. And I got this welder off Marketplace for 150 bucks, and it came with the welding mask. Where's my mask? It came with this mask. These are pretty expensive on their own. These are like 100 bucks on their own, I think. So I think that was a pretty good deal for me. This is like auto tinting. Like, it gets dark once I start welding, but when it's not dark, I can like see through it. Yeah, that's the setup. And as for gear goes, I just wear all jeans, jean pants, jean jacket, and I have like those gloves right there. Those are leather gardening gloves, because actual welding gloves are too expensive for me right now anyways. But those work just as good, but they don't cover the wrists very well. Yeah, a very, very cheap setup, but it works. So here's how it looks like after a bit of cleaning. I also sanded down this area, and I just put down some of this. This is like a gel rust remover. It's like an acid type thing that you know, they all say the same thing. They convert it into like black oxide or something. I have used this before, and it works well on stuff that has like a little bit of pitting. When it first goes on, it like makes stuff, it turns white, and then later it'll be black. See, it cleared up a lot of the rust that was on top, all the really light rust. Now it's working its way into like the thinner stuff, into the pittings. So we're gonna wait 30 minutes, wipe this off, and if it's not too bad, we'll paint over it. If it needs another coat, we'll do another coat. So this is the final result. It's a lot better. I did do another coat of that rust remover, and yeah, 100% it removed a lot of it, and it left the worst areas with this black color. Of course, there are some areas that are just too bad, like right here, the rust is too thick, I guess, and it won't go through. But this was all brown earlier, and it got that back to silver. A lot of the sides looking pretty good. This turned out pretty good up here. That was all brown before. This was all brown before, and this side wasn't too bad. It's worked very well here. This area wasn't too bad to begin with. I know it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better, and I'm a lot happier with this. So now we can lay down some primer over all of the bare metal, and then that'll probably be it for today. I know there's a lot of me talking in this video and not a lot of me showing what I'm doing, and that's just because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm spending a lot of time planning, trying to think about how I want to approach this, and after each time I do something and it works, that's when I shoot a little update video so that I can explain my process, how I'm thinking, and I just want the process to be very clear to you guys, because if I explained everything going through my mind, this video would be a total mess. And looking back, there's a couple of spots I wish I added some more metal to and welded in, like around where the seat bolts into the floor. But I was just so scared of welding at the time. I really barely had any practice with it. This is the most practice I've had with welding so far, and I was so scared of like the car catching on fire, and I had my extinguisher next to me, and I didn't want to burn through the metal because this metal's pretty thin. I had no idea. This whole process took me a really long time. I think this was maybe a month of work, but you could probably have done this maybe in a week, but I just spent so much time thinking about how to do it, and that's why it took me a long time. Okay, so the primer has dried. It's looking way better. It looks like I have a normal floor almost. So now we're gonna throw down some silver. Now this isn't the car's specific color of silver, this is just generic silver. And it doesn't need to match because it's going to be under the carpet. For this area, this is visible, so I'm going to paint this with the actual car's silver, which we'll deal with that later. But yeah, we're going to paint this now. I initially thought about leaving it in primer, but I've read that rust can still form because if you're like putting stuff on top of it, moisture can get into the primer. I don't really know. I didn't understand it, but I don't know. With this is etching primer, and I've never had metal rust through this primer before. Like I've left stuff in the open that just had this primer on and it didn't rust. But either way, we're just gonna put this down just because I have it. I didn't buy this. I just had it on hand, so I thought, why not? Whoa, this is way more silvery than I thought it would be. Yeah, I didn't think this would be this shiny. Hopefully it dries a bit more matte. What's up, guys? It's been 2 days since we painted the floor, and it looks pretty okay. You know, I can't complain. So now we gotta seal up the edges, and I just got this sealer. It's automotive seam and joint sealer. I got this from Napa Auto. I also got a brush right here from the dollar store. It's $2, so hopefully that makes it a bit easier to apply. So game plan is to start here, do all this, then we'll do the front section, and then while that's drying, we're going to paint this area, and I have the paint matched color for that, so we'll do that, and then probably tomorrow we have to seal up underneath the car as well. I just painted the underneath, like the opposite side of these, and those need to dry, and then after that we'll put the sealer over there too. So I just did this area very quickly. It looks, you know, it looks how it looks. It's not great, but it should function well. I'll show you guys on this spot what I'm doing. Could do it with one hand maybe. Now, I only bought 2 tubes of this stuff. And it's annoying, a couple spots the paint is lifting just a little bit. But overall, most of it's staying in place.
If you're still watching, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. This video is probably longer than most of my other videos. Let me know if you guys like having these longer videos, or if I should cut them into shorter ones. Thanks.
So I just want to show this real quick. While the paint's drying over there, I started to clean this carpet, and I'm shampooing it kind of. So I need to empty out the vacuum because I didn't want water to mix in with this. But I just want to show you how much dirt and rust came off. This is all from the car. This was totally empty when I started doing the floor. It's so much. Yeah. The car's looking pretty good. There was a spot right here that also had rust. I just took care of that real quick. And then this is drying. I started painting the door sill. It's looking good. We just need to wait a little longer, and I can put some clear down. Once I put them clear, you won't be able to tell that it's been painted. You know what? You probably will, because there are scratch marks here and here. I've emptied out the car entirely. That's why we got so much stuff laying around, but check it out. Carpet is clean as I can get. It's this was sunny earlier, and I had left it here just so it can dry up entirely. So I took everything out of the trunk, because now, before we put anything back into this car, I gotta make sure that this thing is clean, like absolutely clean, because there's so much dust, like rusty dust, all over everything, especially the dash. Looks like this car was in a desert. But yeah, I want this to be totally spotless before we throw down the carpet or anything. Okay, the back seat's in, carpet's in, and already it's making the biggest difference. Okay, dash still needs to be cleaned. I wiped just this area and you can see how harsh that line is. All the back panels were wiped down once, but I need to clean them again with like actual soap or something. It's really easy to put these in, just slide them into place. So the whole lines up with this one. Alright guys, it's finally time to put the TRD seats into the car. I've had them up on these tires just in the garage. This is the only space I have in the garage. They were up here and they were almost touching the garage door. And finally I just took them down to wipe them down. They got some dust on them. But looks so good. This is the first time I'm seeing them in natural light, because if you remember, we cleaned these in the house and they looked really good, but in the daylight it's such a vibrant red, and they're gonna look so good in the car. Yeah, the full interior is back in. I still need to clean the dash, but yeah, I just want to put these in. But before we do, I'm gonna try and clean up these spots on all four corners. Actually no, the backs are in good shape, but these are visible when they're in the car. So I want to clean those because we want that super clean interior, you know? Alright, it's looking a lot better. I scuffed them down a lot by hand, because of it's such a small area. I did this one too, and I put some of that rust-eating acid on. We're gonna wipe this down now and spray some black. Finished painting and they look so fresh. I was very reluctant on doing that just because I was so hyped on putting the seats in, but I feel like this was totally worth doing that little extra work to make it just that much cleaner. Finally, the TRD seats are in the car. I have been waiting forever to see these in the car. I love how they look. Of course, I've been waiting because I wanted everything to be as perfect as I can get it. The seats are clean, the floor is fixed. I'll never have to take these seats out again, hopefully. Do you think it was worth the effort? Because I sure do. These look so good inside the car. They're so bright, dude. They pop like crazy. I feel like I'm always gonna be worried about sitting down now because I don't want to get these dirty. I probably shouldn't right now because I know for sure my clothes are dirty, but this is sick. Just look at that. See, these are exposed, and that's why I wanted to paint them. And yeah, they look so fresh, dude. Surprisingly, there's no covers for these, but there are covers for the back ones, which is interesting. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, check out my other videos, leave a comment. We got a ton more stuff I'm gonna do to this car, so if you like this content, stick around.